Everybody right now has dreams, don't they, guys? All right, everybody in the NFL, I have a dream of making it in the NFL. I got a dream of winning a Super Bowl. I got a dream of being in a Pro Bowl. I'm really not into dreams anymore, okay? I'm into nightmares.
Going up top, Josh Jacobs. Harwood time, launches for Aguilar, behind the knee for the touchdown. Carr hears it out, separation, pulled in, Henry runs, the speed, touchdown. What a catch by Renfro.
You can beat anybody, anywhere, on any time zone.
Just win, baby.
Good evening, Raider Nation. It is episode 25. My name is Ollie DeRuyter, the UK commish, as you can see twice there. How is everyone this evening? We thought we'd give you a couple of days respite to recover from that, but I think it's probably time that we spoke about this, went through this, did a little bit of group therapy. That's why we're here. So without further ado, let's bring the gang in, because I know you've missed us. I hope you've all had a great Christmas. Let us know in the comments. Good evening, Tony, mate.
Evening all. How are we doing? I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. The merriest of Christmases.
Merriest of possible Christmases. No, not a possible Christmas. There was a Christmas.
Yeah. It wasn't a hypothetical Christmas.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, as I say, guys, in the comments, let us know you're here. Let us know what you got up to. We want to know. Without further ado, bearded one.
Let's go. How are we going, guys? Merry belated Christmas. I know we had the Merry Christmas rounds before, but again, hope we all had a good Christmas.
It's the bearded one in.
It's normally me.
Yeah,
this gone terrible. Wow.
180.
Am I dead?
8-bit Mitchell.
8-bit Mitchell. God. It's 8-bit Mitchell.
It's 8-bit Mini Murph.
We're doing a speed test as we speak, boys.
Anywho, so yeah, it's been a while since we spoke. Since the nation got together. We obviously didn't do the pre-game on this one. So no one's got any predictions or anything to come back on.
I got mine perfect. I got my hot takes. I got my score prediction. Everything.
No, you didn't get your score prediction.
I know.
You went on a 50 burger. So
yes. Do you know what? Don't worry, Jed. We will improve your mood, no doubt.
Go on in. Give us some
even if it's just by the fact that Mitch's camera is that bad that it looks like you're browsing in the internet of like the 90s and you're just waiting for a picture to load and you think there might be some boobies involved. Anyway, right, who's in tonight? Kenny Blair, first man up again. Good evening.
Again, boom. He was hassling us on the old Twitters. You guys going to do a pre-game?
I like it. I love it.
That is a man of dedication and cause.
I like it. Barry Conn is back in again. Long suffering.
Evening, Barry.
The golden commenter is chomping at the bit.
Oh, he's gone.
Mitch has gone. Mitch has disappeared back to the 90s. Chomping at the bit. He is third man in tonight. Jed Harris, obviously. Improve your mood. Hopefully we will. And that's all we've got in the comments at the moment. Look at that. Kenny Blair, rip that Band-Aid.
Have I used it? Have it?
What? Not yet, no.
Wow.
Not yet.
I think then it's probably perfect timing to say, should we maybe rip that Band-Aid off?
Look at that. And as if by magic.
And as if by magic, we brought Mitch back.
As if by magic, a Mitchell appears.
Am I up
He
between
found the
40p now
DeLorean.
or 80?
Oh, you put your 40p in the meter. Good lad.
Oh.
I've got this feeling we're going to lose Mitch again.
This is starting off so well tonight.
No, I was saying am I up
Oh, man. This is what it's like when I do it. Okay, cool. It's as seamless as that. Oh. He's gone to spinning wheel. Mitch, stay with us whilst I can redo the other overlay, the 2x2 overlay.
Just as
I'm not even joking. Oh man, that's a shame. Because I haven't actually spoken to Mitchell about the game, so I was quite looking forward to his input.
Thanks, Dale.
No, I wasn't looking forward to yours, Tony.
Fine, I'll get in. Dale likes my input. Let's see. Cheers, Dale.
We're gonna get Mitchell back. I don't think we are. I think he's down for the count.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, now all the layers are gone. Oh, it's all gone horribly wrong.
Oh, it's gone horrific. It's gone horrific. Should we just bring up some? There we go. So bring up some comments.
Let's buy Mitchell some time and let's say some howdies. So what we got here?
Oh, we've done the howdies.
Oh, sorry, not the howdies.
Have Mitch and Ollie swapped houses?
No, we wouldn't. I would be responsible and not leaving my tier 4 abode.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, who would?
But I could understand that layer. Right. Look at that, Tony. Boom.
Happy days. Look at that.
All right, rock and roll. So
some people might call conspiracy there. Got a nice swanky new layout for 2 people, and Mitch all of a sudden's got internet issues.
Like we planned. No Mitch tonight, whoops. Right. Okay.
If you're in the comments, no, we haven't, Mitch.
Look at that. We are really pandering around this point, are we? Should we rip that band-aid off and talk about it? We got it on screen.
Oh, we're ripping 2 band-aids off, are we?
I tell you what, I think we've got to rip 6 off. The way this home record, what are we, 2-6 at home this year?
Yeah.
2-6 in a brand new $2 billion stadium, and that's what we give them.
Yeah. 2-6 on the record sheet, but quite frankly, it's pretty much a 2-8. Another one for my English friends, British friends. I don't know.
Right. So final scores on the doors, George doors, was 25-23.
Yes.
That is if your name was Matt Berry and you turned off after the field goal.
Oh, no.
Yes, he did. Yep. Quite happily turned the game off after the field goal and then woke up the next morning to a different result.
Okay, so Matt Berry now from this point on is now known as Heidi then.
Yeah, he completely, totally hided himself.
Heidi Berry.
To that point, I actually had prepared something for that discussion topic, which appears not to be available to me right now. Well, that's not very good. Not very well prepared. So obviously, pretty contentious game. Look, I'll be honest. I missed the first quarter. Rewatched the first quarter this morning. I overslept because I need a little bit of a power nap before the game. But to be honest, rewatching it this morning, it was good looking football in the first quarter. For the first half, we looked okay against. Let's be honest. Miami went from 32nd a 32nd rated defense last year to number 1 rated this year.
Yeah.
And we were still, I'm going to use it, matriculating the football down the field. Ooh. I cooked up a cracker of a word yesterday. I was like, I'm going to drop that. Forgot it.
Good
Too
work.
many syllables to remember.
Good work.
So, I think we first half looked solid. Third quarter was a little bit squeaky bum.
Yeah.
But again, against a number 1 rated defense, we were still moving the football. I would not say that we were controlling the football as we have seen earlier in the season. But I kind of understand why, because we've fallen apart recently. We've not been able to do that, control the football type of play. And apologies if I have been very obviously distracted. I was trying to re-export this data because I wanted to show this. Now my computer's not even going to show it.
Fair enough. Well, whilst you've got a natural break there, just want to welcome Heidi to the actual show. Heidi's.
Heidi, how we doing? Well, okay. No, this is what I had. No, not what I had prepared. This is what I freshly stole from ESPN, and I think it shows pretty much what we're looking at. So, hopefully, people have seen these win probabilities score lines. But we went into the game as slight favourites to win, and we pretty much held it that way. I think, had we had the pregame, I think all of us would have gone for another narrow game. Unless you, Tony, were going to go for a 50 burger again.
Honestly, no, I wasn't this week.
Okay. So, I think we were all going to go on a marginal game, and really, I just don't see it. And also, the other thing is there is a version of this one that is floating around, and I would love to find it because I believe it's been photoshopped in that someone has got a version of this that says we were at 99.9% at 19 seconds to go.
Okay.
So that is not the case. We were only 80%. There's still 19 seconds left in an NFL game. But yeah, anyways, I just thought I'd show this because, really, we held our own throughout the whole game. And I think that should be the theme here, is that we did hold our own. We played Raider football, something that we haven't seen for a long time, a number of weeks now. Yeah. And I don't believe, and this is where I'm going with this point, is I'm not one to bash John Gruden yet.
No.
Because there's a lot of shit slinging that's going on his way. Look, there are some times when I do sit there going, really, that's what you're going to call? But 19 seconds to leave 19 seconds to go in a game, and be up by 2 points, it's not a bad move. In all honesty, I don't think it's a bad move. Would I, if I was sitting in Chucky's seat, done something differently? Yes, I actually would have. I would have gone in for the touchdown on the third down. Had I not got there, it would have been the same as kneeling it, because I would have done a running play. Had I been successful, I would have gone for the 2 point. Either way, a field goal would not then have won it for them. So I could have lived with them having 19 plus seconds, because you would have left a little bit more on, 19 plus seconds on the clock, for them to matriculate the football down the field. They had one timeout. So am I going to sit here and bash? No. Throughout the game, did we play Raider football? Yes, we did. Moxie.
Oh.
We've got Mitchell back. You're right, mate. Bring you back in.
Bloody dog.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
We're good. We're good. So I think the game is exactly what it was, and it's better than what we have seen. This is a number one defense, and we still held the win probability throughout basically the entirety of the game. When going back to that chart, when the Dolphins got it just after half time, it was marginal. It was marginal that they had it, the win probability. Everyone was sitting there, and pre-game, a lot of the talking heads were like, no, Miami's got this. This is not what everyone else was saying. And I think we came out and we did show a glimmer of hope. I don't think that is a game that we should be going, oh, fucking hell, fucking Raider Nation. These Raiders, they screw us over. John Gruden, get out of town. Mike Mayock, all your picks are busts. No, not at all, actually. We played good football. We just fucked up right at the end. In fact, no, I lied. We didn't fuck up right at the end. DC2 fucked up.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, shanking a PAT is close to inexcusable in this league.
Yeah.
When it was on the 2-yard line, absolutely inexcusable. But from the 15, you need to be hitting them. And I saw that miss and I went, that is going to kick us in the arse. I absolutely know it. Anyways, I've gone on my ramble. Anyone else fancy a ramble?
No, Joe, what? I pretty much echo that, and we had a brief discussion earlier about play calling and things like that, because there has been this massive fire Chucky sentiment, which I don't agree with at all. Like you said, I think week in, week out, you see series like we saw at the end of the game, and it's all about kind of leaving this little time on the clock. The thing is, if we go in on third down,
sorry, there's a bit of a warm smell in here, and you guys know what my approach was to dim the light in here. And I have to run to get fire extinguisher.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so we see it week in, week out as far as clock management's concerned. The thing is, it's one of those things. It's almost kind of a fucked if you do and fucked if you don't type situation, because if you go in too early, they march down the field and score. You scored too early. You take as much time off the clock as possible. Kick a field goal, and then that happens, and people are going, why don't you just go in for the score? So, it's...
And I can get it. Like, we have been horrendous. Yeah. One winning season in the past 18 years, stealing Mitch's stats probably here. One winning season in 18 years is fucking terrible. And that one winning season was 2016. To then get our hopes up, may I say, and show that, even in coming into week 16, that we are on the bubble of making it. Granted, some of it wasn't by our own doings. And this is why Raider Nation's lashing out. Like, it's that person that doesn't know how to deal with their emotions, and they're lashing out and they're like, fuck Chucky. And I do want to address, there's a really good comment, because there's something I was going to come to near the end of the show, but I might as well go there now. And I don't want to profess to be like some Archbishop of Raider Nation, because everyone knows I'm Elder Ollie. But Kenny Blair says it here. Kenny Blair says the personal attacks on players' families is out of order. May I also extend that to staff's families? Because there has been a number of tweets and social media posts from players and staff's family members saying that they're just getting abused at the moment. This is not okay, Raider Nation. Like, these guys, they are trying. I understand that even Heath was out there trying to help coach. Mayock, I understand, was in the box with a headset on, trying to help on defense. They are trying to do everything that they can to win out there. Look, this was a pure, just a fall apart at the end of that game. Look, I'm not using this excuse on previous weeks. Previous weeks have been dreadful, and Dale makes. I think it was Dale. Made a comment here. No, it wasn't. It was a new watcher, Linz, a new commenter. Gruden's red zone calls have been horrendous this season. Yeah, they have.
Yeah,
they've not been great. Does that give you the ability to then get into social media, into people's DMs and start abusing them? No. Is it because we're on tenterhooks because we saw the prize and we didn't get it?
Yeah.
So let's put our emotions in check and move on. We're out of the playoffs this year, but we've got a fucking good foundation. And the reason I'm not going to have a go at John Gruden is he's 3 years in. He's 3 years into a really dysfunctional organization. Really dysfunctional. And we have changed everything. We've changed pretty much our whole, all of our players pretty much. Like there's been mass overhaul in the off season. We've changed home. There is so much changing here. And John Gruden is only 3 years in. There's a reason we signed him for 10. I'm off my pedestal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yes, the red zone calls have been awful. But I think the actual overall output of the offense has been far better. And quite honestly, does warrant postseason football, I think, as an offensive unit.
And I think that's another reason why we're pissed off, right? Because we're sitting here with, okay, granted 7-8 record. It's not a winning record, nor is it, in my eyes, a top caliber record. It's 7-8. Arguably, if we hadn't been fucked a couple of the times, the record wouldn't be that way. But you look at the NFC West, NFC East, and there is genuinely a team with a losing record hosting a playoff game. And you're sitting here going, like, I looked at the whole NFC playoff picture. They've all got garbage records.
Yeah.
So, I don't see it going any other way than it staying with the AFC this year. But maybe another topic. There's a lot that Raider Nation's pissed off about right now. And about some personal fuck-ups out there. Dale, I think it was Dale, said explain the DC taking 2 sacks, taking us out of field goal range. Yeah, I will. He was trying to keep a play alive. He was trying to win the damn game.
Yeah.
I've got so many points to make because of how much I missed. If my microphone is coming across okay, are we good? We sounding okay?
We're good.
Perfect. Yeah, I said this earlier on Twitter because for those of you who were on the tailgate, I was way too hungover to be on that. So I spent a game on Twitter, and it was really fun, actually. I interacted with a lot of fans and made some points and got to know some more people. But it puts out there different perspectives, and I think that's the key to what this season has been for us. It's perspective. I'm going to start off by saying that at the start of the season, we all sat there and said, there's a very high chance we go 0-6. At the start of this season, we travel to a Carolina team with a brand new outfit in Teddy Bridgewater and Matt Rule that we don't know about yet, and we've got no tape on. We've got the Saints, the Patriots, the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Bucks. Like, wow! And then by that time, you've then got the Browns, who are a playoff team. So in our first 7 games, every single one of those teams, apart from the Panthers, made the playoffs, and in spectacular fashion. Had we have gone 0-6, 0-7, 1-6, 1-5. And then 3 wins that we got against the really good teams, the Browns, the Saints, and the Chiefs. If you'd have then moved them 3 wins to the last 3 weeks and say we beat the Chargers, we beat the Dolphins, and we beat the Colts, and we suddenly have to go from being a 3-4 team, 3-5 team, and then you start going, hang on a minute, we're going on a bit of a win streak here at the end of the season. Let's try and claw back to 8-8. We'd be sitting here going, we're getting better, we're getting there, we're getting there. And that's the perspective that we'd be happy with this if it was the other way around. But like Ollie said, we played so well at the start of the year. We all got excited. We were all trying to pick who we were going to play in the playoffs. We were trying to figure out which games KC were going to lose so that we could take the AFC West. And it didn't happen. And this is the exact reason why John Gruden's got the stats he has, because I think he does what we do as fans because he's a fan himself. John Gruden in the last 6 seasons, so that obviously includes his time at Tampa before he took his hiatus. In John Gruden's last 6 seasons, from week 13 onwards, his record is 8-24. Because we all said it from last year. We shit the bed last year. We lost like 5 on the bounce, was it? Lost 5 of the last 6 and stuffed our playoff run. We've done the same again this year. And it's good saying, we're doing what we did last year. This isn't a Raiders problem. That is, unfortunately, a trait that's come to us from John Gruden. And it's something that it's worrying now, because I think we're going to go into next year and go, I'm not going to be excited about 6-3 anymore. I'm not excited about 5-2 anymore, because we've had 2 years of it now. Last year, you think it's a coincidence, but this year, and now you see that stat that he did the same in Tampa and they crapped the bed there as well. You sat there thinking, man, and it's perspective again. It's his massive perspective. I've got more points, but I'll let you respond to that first.
I don't think it's let's say a culture thing that's coming in, and I understand the point that you're making, and I can understand why some fans
I got hair in my face.
Believe it's like it's a Gruden challenge. I wouldn't say I wholeheartedly disagree with it, but there is a reason why I've got Chucky Trex on my shelf and I'm wearing a Chucky t-shirt, because that is my head coach, much like DC is my QB. And also, we never mentioned it. The guy's hard as motherfucking nails.
Yeah, this is it. Like I love
he's out there. He's crazy, man. That's a guy that wants to win.
Yeah,
this is that fan base that we've got this idea that like it's someone's fault all the time. Like it's this person's fault, or it's this team's fault, or it's this person's fault. And like I am going to say that this particular game, I will happily say I'm a DC and a Gruden fan. I think this game can be on both of them. I'm going to get into that later. But then back on the stats I said about John Gruden, on his past seasons, since the NFL expanded to 12 playoff teams in 1990, 140 teams have started 6-3, and 103 of those made the playoffs. John Gruden is the first head coach to do that with like 3 times. The 98 Raiders went 6-3 and didn't make the playoffs. The 2008 Bucks were 6-3, didn't make the playoffs, and now we've done it again this year. So that's not good company to be in. But yeah, like this goes back to what you said about red zone play calling. That was my big problem with this game, because yes, the last play of the game, we don't even want to go into it. Woeful play on every side of it. But it's perspective again, because if that face mask call caused Fitzmagic to not complete that pass, we'd all be saying, Arden Key, what a play. He knows that they've got our time. You rip the face mask, give up 15, but don't let them complete a bomb. And it's the same the other way around as well. If we make that tackle of that 30-yard pass in bounds, they've got to either spike it in 55-yard field goal. And it's like, and then in my head, this is the bit I'm going to go on to about John Gruden and DC. This is the bit that annoyed me. 0 for 10 on third downs. Can't happen. Not in this league. And we had 5 trips to the red zone, and that was 1 touchdown and 4 field goals. Like, that's unacceptable. Our offense should have never put our defense in the situation where we've said, you need to go and defend this. But it doesn't excuse the fact that they gave it up, because if you've got 19 seconds left to not give up 30 yards.
Look, at least we've got a team now. What I will say, because I don't think we should sit here completely bashing. And I'm not going to sit and say everything's okay. It's all okay, because it's not okay. But at least we've identified an area where we still have a dysfunction on the offense. We can get down the field. And that's better than we've been able to do for a fair few years now.
Getting down the field seems so easy. Yeah?
So now red zone is a serious priority. Look at the red zone playbook. Look at Gruden's a stat junkie. He is going to go back and look at every single play call, every coverage that came against, all of his own tendencies, and say, well, I can get down there. Why am I fucking not getting my team into the end zone? Because he will not be happy with a field goal. So he has a whole off season now. We don't have to worry about fucking postseason anymore. He's got a sole off season to sit there and pawn over that and work out what is wrong with my offense that doesn't work in a red zone. Look, were we going to blast through the playoffs? No, we fucking weren't. Don't be a nut. I know people say, "Oh, we went in as a wild card before and we won the Super Bowl." Yes, they're the heydays. You name me one person that's still on the roster from then. Not one. Mm-hmm. So I get that, but I actually am quite comfortable with not being in the playoffs. With this team, with the situation that's going on, with a little bit of change going on the defense, and wow, nice change up. Lynn's the new commenter says it here. We should have got rid of Gunther a long time before. Yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I agree. Should have gone. Yeah. I think we can all agree with that. Gunther should have long gone. In fact, Gunther never even should have been there in 2020. Sorry. He'd already put his better work out there last year, and it was a shit show. So that is where I blame Chucky, was keeping that arse hat around.
I don't know how much you spoke about it, but I said it to a few people. I thought our defense looked so stout in this game. I don't know the stats on it, which is unlike me. I think was this the game we had the most sacks this year? I feel like it was.
No, we had 3, didn't we?
We had 3, but I think we might have got to Patty Mahomes a couple times, but I don't remember being that stout.
Do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? I've said no, we only had 3, but I don't remember to think of another game. Yeah.
Because we only had 8 sacks in complete the other week. And I know that 2 or 3 that come against Patty Mahomes.
We had 3 sacks. We still lost the sack battle.
Yeah, against them. I'm talking about our other games this season.
Yeah. So anyway, we haven't done anything on the stats. We saved it for you, Mitch. We saved it.
Oh.
Like,
do you know what? Interestingly, on the stats, and this is just kind of a personal thing, so it doesn't link into this graphic. Corey Littleton at the top of the tackle sheet again.
I was about to say this. Littleton. Rod knows how to use players. Littleton is just new man.
That's exactly what the shots were that Littleton made a couple weeks back, maybe a month back, when he was talking about PG.
It's the same as Will Compton said, and the same as Brandon Marshall said. All these people have come up and
called him out. And that was their subtle way of saying, get rid of him, let ballers ball.
Yeah.
And, Marinelli knows how to use. So anyways, stat-wise, 314 passing yards against the number one defense.
Awesome.
That's an offense that can move the ball, and they're not garbage yards. I know that we're saying we can't, get through the red zone. We're still at least getting 3 points out of the red zone.
We're getting to the red zone very, very comfortably. But
yeah.
And I've got a name in my head that I want to address after the stats section as to who would improve that.
So, rushing yards, I think I went to go and have a look because you know about my tendency about running left. I went to go and have a look what was going on here, as in from game 1 to game 15. What's going on? And obviously, JJ picks up an injury, but there is a little bit of a tendency here where we're not letting him go on I don't even want to say the outside zone. It really is the pitches. Early on in the season, we are using him to stretch the field, whereas now we're using him very direct, using him inside zone, just outside the tackles. We're not going through the nines. So we are using him in a different way, which he's carrying an injury. Why the fuck are we putting him between the tackles as much as we can? We've got a guy that's perfectly good at that and willing to go and do that, and that's Booker. Booker does a great job at that. Yeah. Personally, if you want to run someone between the tackles, use Booker. Yeah. Don't use your franchise running back. Use him for stretching it, because I think that's why we were more successful earlier in the season. That was the trend that I saw. The rushing yards have fallen off. Is that solely attributed to an injury status? I don't know. Penalties. Nice to see a nice low number on the penalties here. Look what happens. And I thought it was a good, well-fed, called game, actually. I don't.
Yes.
I don't think there were many that I went, for fuck's sake.
That pass interference call we got was awful.
Oh, that was. Yeah.
I feel for Dolphins fans for that one because I thought I'd been fuming. And
I think I probably would have been fuming. I understand why it was thrown, though.
I understand why it was thrown,
but yeah, it was a real 50-50. Well, more of a 60-40, but
keep going.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But it's nice to see us nice and low again, more disciplined. And is that because players are reacting? Because let's be honest, most of them either come from offensive full starts, or they come from mainly the defense because they're a more penalized unit by the way that the NFL is trying to get the sport is, they will penalize the defense. They want to see high scoring offenses.
Let me
so keep that number down. I think that is the impact of Marinelli. These guys are going, well, we respect this guy. We'll listen to what he says and we'll do what he says. Maybe
that was one thing I did want to mention on the back of that. I'm not going to go back to like bashing people's faults and stuff, but because obviously the argument at the minute is always like whose fault is it in this, and I say I don't like that game, but holding people accountable is somewhat necessary. Everyone was saying this is why it's not DC's fault. He did what he needed to do to win and get us down the field. Agreed, he did, but that pass interference call. If that doesn't happen,
sorry, Mitch, carry on.
If that doesn't happen,
burning down.
If that pass interference call doesn't happen, does DC take us down the field? I think he does. But my problem there is the fact that, like, when I go back to what we did, we shouldn't have put our defense in that position to win to lose the game. Not only did we have the 5 trips to the red zone where we lost 16 points that we could have gained, but at the one point in the game, in the second half, we forced them to punt 3 times in a row. And what did we do from that? We punted 3 times in a row.
Yeah, Jack.
And then it comes down to the end of the game where we need a touchdown because they go ahead. And all of a sudden, Derek Carr goes, "Oh, we need a touchdown. Oh, I better. Oh, there you go." And it's so effortless. And it was that big bomb to Nelly. And I always think, like, it frustrates me because I love DC, and I'm not going to turn around and say I don't want him in the game, but it always feels like he needs a reason to do anything. He can't just ball out for no reason. He can't just go out there and ball out. This year, obviously, he was pissed at the start of the season. He came out and he's shown that. And it shows it within games that we're leading and we just end up punting 3 possessions in a row. Like, we force them to 3 punts. Wicked defense have stepped up. Good job. Now go down and put more points on the board. That is the time where I would accept 3 points. But we didn't. We made them punt, and then we punted straight afterwards. But then as soon as they scored a touchdown, we go and score a touchdown. It's like, if it was that easy to go and score, and you only scored because we went behind, why couldn't you have gone and put points up when we were winning and forcing them to still punt? It's like, stop needing excuses to do well.
It's like playing Madden against the
dynamic difficulty adjustment is exactly what it's like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it's. Again, I'm not hating it. And again, I don't want to sit here and say I want Super Mario to be playing. But that was one thing I did find when he was playing. When he was in the pocket, it feels very much like he's in control. And it was like, I'm getting the ball and I'm going to go to Waller and he go and get it. And he's going to put it in a hole where he can find it. But whenever DC's in the pocket, unless he's getting it out in 1 second, I feel like he's always like running away from something.
See, Mariota, like, don't get me wrong, he balled out and he played real well. But the knock on him was, he was inconsistent. He balled well and he balled really badly. And I think we got a balled well day out of him, which is fine. And that's a reason why he's a second string guy. And if we've reignited, if that one game has reignited his career, that he will leave us for draft picks, fine. He is not the starter of this organization going forward, Mariota. But also the situation, I felt absolutely the inverse of that. When he dropped back, I was going, Which
Yeah,
Mario is going to be out there?
I didn't start, but then like it was when he come in and he threw that bomb to Waller straight away. I was like, you never see DC making those bombs. You know what I mean? Like the amount of times where DC says in post game and the amount of time we see it on the tape, he's like, "Oh, he was wide open there. I could have got in, or I could have got in then." And it's like every week I feel like I'm hearing someone saying I could have hit that play. Murph put a great, I say Photoshop, it was done on paint, but a great screenshot of the game where he'd thrown the ball away and Waller's wide open on the right, and it was you can see the whole green in front of him. It's a touchdown, easy, and it's just like, you know what I mean. I feel like it's that whole, if the first read isn't there, it's panic stations. And don't get me wrong, the panic stations have worked so well because he has got the ball out, he's going for shots downfield and stuff. But I don't know, just again, I've gotten really off tangent, but it does feel very much like, why did we have to wait for us to go behind for him to turn it up in that game? Why couldn't he have put points on the board when we forced them to punt at the start of the second half?
That's fair enough. That's a point I can get behind.
Yeah, because then, like, I've
got to disagree with the whole Mariota came in and throw this bomb in. Well, why does Carr not do that? I mean, we all saw the Nelly touchdown. Multiple grabs by Waller deep.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not saying he doesn't, but I just sometimes like. I've never experienced it with Carr ever. It's only since watching Mario. Mario just seemed more poised than Carr. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe that's why Mario is more of a liability, because he doesn't panic.
I'll be honest. I put Mariota's success down to A, they weren't expecting it, and B, this sounds really disrespectful. You can take this how you want, but beginner's luck.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, there's never any way to find that out. Like, unless we see him suit up for multiple games in a stretch.
Exactly. When a defense can scout him and prepare him, because he made a lot of yards for us because they went, oh shit, scrambling QB. We were not ready for this.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Sorry, the reason I left this stat slide up is there's one more point I wanted to talk about here. Is we're not controlling this rock anymore. No, and granted, I said earlier, Mitch, this was when you were taking a siesta. Was, I showed the win probability graph for the whole game.
Oh God, yeah.
No, we owned it for the whole game, and
that's the problem that we lost.
Yeah. But the time of possession is that we lost the time of possession battle.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? And this is part of the problem. This is the sustained drive thing that we're talking about. The stalling out at the end, where sometimes. I don't know what's going on, but we've been losing games and losing time of possession. Mm-hmm. They are very much linked. We need to be owning the rock. And I think that comes down to another point I made earlier, which is about the run game. Yeah. How do you own the clock? You run the ball.
It's dropped off so hard.
But surely this kind of feeds into Mitch's last point about bombs, doesn't it? About those deep shots. Because if you're completing those, your time of possession is going to go low, down anyway.
Yeah.
That would imply our score lines are high as well. We're still
no, because you can throw 80 yards from your own goal line, get into the red zone and bog down.
Story. Barry's comment is interesting, and I really like this idea because I've said it before as well. Barry said Mariota gives us options, but we don't utilize him. DC4 is QB1, but Mariota could be a great gadget guy, and I agree with that, because this goes back into what another thought that people have said. If we go for the touchdown at the end of this game, and then afterwards we go for a 2-point conversion, yes, we give them 45 seconds plus, but we're also 7 points up if we convert it, which then means overtime more than likely if they do score. Surely, at some point in the last 12 months, they've sat there and gone, why don't we do... Three plays is all you need. Let's script 3 plays where DC and Mariota are on the field at the same time, and the defense is going to go, what the hell are we going to expect here? Because, you know what I mean? That'd be a perfect time to do it, like, because they were going to let us score, and then it's like, right, we've got this trick play, we've got this perfect trick play with Mariota and Carr to get the 2-point conversion guaranteed.
I don't think they necessarily need to be on the field at the same time. I think that we can use Mariota in a way, and I don't want him to be a gadget guy in any way. Yeah. But you've got him on the roster, paying him a shitload of money, so you might as well.
Yeah.
Is use him in a Taysom Hill type of fashion.
Yeah, which is, again, I think I saw that comment elsewhere. Yeah, like, not even at the same time, you're right, but just throw him in on the 2-point conversion, and all of a sudden they're going to be going, what? And if he's smart enough, he could sit there and go, they're going to spy me now because they're going to expect a run option because I'm on the field. And then you just get Waller open for the sticks going, yeah, man, little check and release.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Little things like this, it's like, give us confidence.
And I think this is when you were having your siesta. I made exactly that point, which is I don't want to bash on the play calling too hard because I understand exactly why Chucky took the knee and took it down to 19 seconds and all of that.
I was agreeing with that at the time.
But, well, I don't know if I was at the time, but hindsight, I understand. I totally I'm more in favor of the approach that he took, but actually, you know what? I think I would have taken the touchdown, and I would have taken a shot at the 2-point. I said it earlier on in the show when we were siestering, but I would have taken that 2-point and gone for the 2 points and said, "Your fucking game. The best you can make it is you can win this on a 2-point play. So you got to drive the field, get a 2-point play, and then you can win the game. If not, we'll have you in overtime."
Yeah,
because we were owning. They had to start going in their back pockets looking for the pocket lint, and oh shit. Fitzmagic, we'll play that card.
And
they
works.
Have to bench their starting quarterback to beat us.
I still don't know how Fitzmagic isn't starting there. He's the better quarterback of that whole building.
In on tour. That's why.
I thought about this earlier. It's quite fascinating that Miami team are
all lent in
now. Ooh.
Like the game cozy.
It's like ASMR. Right. Anyway, it's quite interesting to see that obviously the Dolphins are what now 10-5, but I think at least twice this year they've benched their starting quarterback in favour of Fitzmagic. Well, they've benched Tua in favour of Fitzmagic. They have benched their starting quarterback.
It's knowing when to do that, and I feel like again we didn't have to, but like we've just said that perfect time we could have done that, not to bench him, but just know when you can utilise a player in another way. And
do you know what? No, I think we could. We should potentially have done that.
I think there was a point in the third where we could have pulled exactly what they pulled on us and spelled Mariota and just gone, DC, you're going back in, but just spell Mariota. Just to fuck them up a bit.
Yeah.
That's what they did to us. They fucked us up by putting Mariota in because we went from a left-handed quarterback to a right-handed quarterback. That's a big thing in the league.
One mobile, one pocket passer, and everything like that. Yeah. The one
But
thing about obviously we're not going to bang on about the play calling always, but like Ollie said about going for the touchdown at the end on that drive, the problem I had as well that we ran forward and we called a timeout on one of the plays when we gained a few yards. And I was like, okay, this makes sense. But no, we spiked it. So we spiked the ball and then we called a running play afterwards. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
I don't get that. And then we wasted a timeout at the end of the game to just call another run. Like, do you know what I mean? To take a knee.
Weird stuff. Like Helinda makes a point here, which is I'd like to see Chucky get a bit more imaginative with I can't read.
Innovative.
I would like to see Chucky get a bit more innovative with plays like Andy Reid. Chucky is brilliant, but still a traditionalist.
He's old school, man.
So I understand this, but this is like looking at the neighbours' other half and going, yeah, this is quite tidy. It's not okay. Like that is their football. They need to do their football. That's how they do it. We do it in a different way. We get people out of position with shifts. They do it with motions. I watched. It's in the fourth quarter. We went out there, and I'll dig it out.
Is this the Ingold?
Put it. I can't remember. But
the Ingold
pre-snap, we motioned once and shifted 3 times on one play. This is how we get people out of position, and this is not just a single motion or just flipping the strength or whatever. This was a full shift. And that is Chucky's way of doing things. And that's the way that he's coaching his quarterbacks to expose the defense. So look, it's tempting to look at what Andy Reid's doing over there. But let's not forget, Andy Reid got booed out of one town. Yeah, he's having great success because he's got some freaks and some people that shouldn't belong in the NFL because they're not disciplined enough.
And they're taking drugs. Something in my room there.
That's all right. They're drinking pickle juice to cover it, so that's fine.
Sorry. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Pickled.
Openly
pickle
drinking pickle juice and tweeting about it.
that was
why he was drinking, or even what he was drinking. But yeah, go on.
Talking of what I thought that's what Ollie was going through. The Alec Ingold motion that got the hard count for the first down.
No, it wasn't, but that
was tasty. And you could see that Alec and DC have been planning that, and they've walked up and given each other a little head nod, and then Raiders tweeted about it almost instantly, being like,
don't get me wrong, like I am sure that Alec probably flexed a bicep or something like that. That defense to go. Just I'm coming. But enough that the refs didn't see it. That only a certain player out there was going to see it. So I'm not going to look at other offenses and say, oh, but they do this, they do that. Doesn't matter. This is not what Chucky's offense does. No. What Chucky's offense really needs to do is sort out this red zone. But we've been there, we've bashed it. We're not doing it again.
Yeah, I think.
And the man's name I wanted to mention on that was Foster Moreau, because Jason Witten is a great footballing legend. Gold jacket, walk in. He is one of the best people to grace the sport. But why, at his 48-year-old age, is he taking so much of the workload off Moreau? Like, Foster Moreau last year played 13 games for us. He had 21 receptions from 25 targets, 174 yards, 8.3 average, and 5 tutties. This year he's keeping up that average. He's got 6 for 8, 133, 22-yard average, and 2 tutties. What's Jason Witten got this year? 15 games, 13 for 17, 69 yards, and 2 tutties. Man. Every time I see him, I'm like, why? And he rolled out in this game in the red zone. You're like, no, where's Moreau? Like,
I've got to be honest. I am sitting there. It was like we were on a mission to get, was there a record that Witten was close to, or were we trying to pad some stats or something? Because it felt like we were trying to force the ball to him, and it's like, he says there that had me chuckling like a champ was, Witten is as slow as a week in jail. Exactly that. He's slow and he's past it. I thought we were bringing him in as a mentor, and we've given him his little, here you go, like, have your hurrah. You know, we've wheeled you out, but let your understudies now take stage and put Foster Moreau out there. Frankly, Foster Moreau didn't need a fucking mentor. He's a stud.
Guess how many snaps Foster Moreau took on this game?
I hate to think. Fuck.
2 snaps.
That is not okay. Like, he is legit. He is a solid, like, stereotypical end.
Yeah. And when they're double covering Waller, because everyone's now figured him out, that's when Moreau's going to sneak past him and be like, gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's possible that we were going for a record with Witten, which would be, I'm guessing, something like the longest developing play since we used to roll pen out. I think that's possibly.
Well, Kenny's saying Witten only seems to get 2-yard pickups, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. If it's 4th and 1, and we roll out Waller, Moreau, and Witten, and they all go to block, and then Witten goes wobbles out, and then catches it, and then falls straight down because he's going to lose an arm or something. I'm fine with that. And he scored 2 tutties for us this year, and I like seeing old man Witten get some cred, but don't just keep this.
Remember, the average receiver separation stats you're looking at here are on targets. On targets. Witten has 2 yards more, like 2 yards of separation on his targets. Granted, I think they classify targets even if you floor it over their head or put it at their feet. But why are you even rolling that guy out there? Like,
do you want to know, Jason?
There's a reason he's not hauling those in, because we weren't going, oh shit, Witten had a day. We were saying Waller had a day, and look at the separation there, 1.2, 1.3 yards.
Last night, Jason Witten had 22 snaps, which consisted of 2 catches from 5 targets for 12 yards.
Like, why even bother rolling him out there? Put Moreau out there. It's as I said, mentally step aside now and let the understudy go. Moreau didn't need it, but if they felt that there was a reason that he needed more off the field coaching,
and
he was supposed to be in the game for 2 snaps, but it took him that long to kind of get himself off the field. It was accidentally an extra place.
He started on the right side of the line, and we slowly got him out to the left receiver and got him off.
And just to put it into perspective, Foster Moreau in the last 5 games has had 3 targets in the last 5 games.
Like last year, we were looking at him. He had that injury, and we were like, "Damn it!" He was looking hot, like he was looking a future.
And from them 3 targets, 2 receptions, 69 yards, 1 touchdown. Like at the start of the season, I was like, his ACL might be bad. Let's reduce his snap count. Let's get him back. But because he's balling out. He's got the same amount of touchdowns as Witten. He's got very similar yard amounts from the season for Witten, but he's been averaging like 18% of the snaps, and Witten's been averaging 35 to 45. Mind boggled.
There's obviously something to it, but it's not obvious what that thing is.
And his dad's got really nice teeth, as I said the other week, so all the more reason to target him.
What?
Talking, because we seem to have spoken a lot about offense, which is reassuring here. Talking offense, nice to see. Look at this positive yardage DC throwing down the field.
Yes.
This compared to last week, like if I showed you without the names at the bottom, you would believe. What were you talking about?
Tony was just baffled by what I said, and I was just.
Sorry, did I hear you right? And his dad has got really nice teeth.
Was this the podcast where your internet crapped out, or Moxie ruined the whole neighborhood or something? But we were saying that we were drinking with Foster Moreau's parents at one of the London events, and he was stood there in his 6'6" prowess, and he had the biggest pearly whites ever. I think I made the comment that the only person with whiter teeth than Foster Moreau's dad is Jalen Richard.
Okay.
There's just a little nugget of information for you for future dentistry-based questions.
Thank you very much. What a pass chart this is on screen. This is...
Now, what I was going to say here is if I showed you this without the names at the bottom, you would believe me I was tempted to not have the bit in the bottom. You would believe me that pass chart on the right-hand side is DC's.
Yeah, and I'd have thought that the left-hand side one was Fitzmagic.
No. Right-hand side, 2019 DC. Left-hand side, 2020 DC.
Yeah, but we all know that that's not how these get organised.
Yeah.
Team
2020 Raiders just played against the 2019 Raiders.
But what I'm saying is it's nice to see DC's taken, like compared to the last couple of pass charts that we've seen. We have skipped them out a couple of shows. Nice to see he's taking those plus 10 shots again with good
low completion percentage of him, which again I've said before, I don't mind him taking a drop in completion percentage if he's going to start forcing them deep balls. Bad choice of words. Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't, stat wise, there's not really a lot else. There's a carry chart if you want it, but I could throw it up there if you want to see it, but there's not really a lot to see.
13 for JJ?
13 carries, 69 yards. 69, dude.
Not great.
5.3 average, which is... I'll take a 5.3 average.
But again, it's this A gap running that I still don't understand.
This inside the tackle, and this, I just don't get it. I don't know if you're on or not, but it's this using him inside straight up. No, use Booker. Use Booker as cannon fodder. And yeah, okay, I don't expect you to completely take him out of that game, but use him to the exterior. I know he's a baller, but let him get out a bit more.
Yeah.
Kenny says, not sure if I want to see DC balls deep. I think he's already balls deep because he's, I don't know, his 4th kid, I think, isn't he? He's catching up with Mr. Rivers.
You can almost see Philip Rivers' feet.
Oh, there's so many ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with I'm fucked off about the result. Is my summary. I'm fucked off about the result. I'm fucked off about the ending.
Do you know what I'm glad about? I'm glad that we lost this game. Do you know why? Because if we'd have won this game and then the Ravens won last night, which they did do, everyone would have been saying, well, we did what we needed to do to get to the playoffs, but the other results didn't go our way. When in actual fact, no, that's not what happened. We should have clutched this playoff position a lot earlier in the season.
We exposed ourselves as a team that was not playoff caliber.
Yeah, and that's what I said in Twitter today. I'm never ducking out of this fan base ever. But this one thing I said is it doesn't do anything but prove to me this just shows we're competitive, we're solid, but we're just not there yet. We're not quite ready to hang with the big dogs for an entire season. We've proved we can win on East Coast. We've proved we can do comebacks. We've proved we can beat some big names. Yes, we've had some bad results. Yes, we've fallen at the last hurdle again. But if I can see improvement next year, then I'm positive and happy.
And that's exactly it. I didn't see us as a Super Bowl contender in the latter half of this season. I did. Don't get me wrong. In the early part of the season, the mid part, I was going, "Fucking hell, this is legit."
If we can,
then we started to let other things fuck us up, which is not what a professional team does. Allows to, sweats the small stuff. We need to not sweat the small stuff. So, did I want to see us to get into the playoffs and lose in the playoffs? No, I fucking didn't. I want a better draft pick. I want to replace Arnett because he's a sack of shit.
Yeah. I think that the thing is that, like you said, Pete, like it's seeing us get into the playoff. And we're a fickle fan base. I think seeing us in the playoffs is clear progression. It's like, right, we've got there. Now let's build on that. Whereas people will see that as the first line of success. It's either you're in the playoffs or you're not, and it doesn't matter what happens in the season. People will just look at yes or no and then go, well, that's the problem. But one of the things I wanted to address quick time is the fact that we got a bit pissed about some of our results down the stretch, which I can understand. Since we nearly lost to the Jets, they've won 2 games and they've looked bloody damn good in doing so. Like, they're not a bad team. They're slowly finding their feet and their form. The Colts, obviously, we know are a great playoff team at the minute. Chargers aren't the best thing in the world. The Dolphins are there. The Falcons nearly laid it on the Chiefs last night. Like, these teams that were 3-7 when we played them, they were on the uphill ascent, and them beating us was them going, okay, we're getting back into our stride.
Yeah, those teams are doing what we did right at the beginning of the season is shock horror. Fuck me, we came out the gate fast. All it's taken them, their preseason's taken a little bit longer. Let's not forget, we didn't have no team here had a 4-game preseason to work out their chaff on their roster. And they didn't have that, that practice camp before the season. So
but it's just like,
the same boat. I'm not using that for an excuse for us. It's just we happened to come out faster. Those teams that got absolutely decimated, they're on the up. And should we have lost to them? No, we still should not have lost to them.
I agree with that. But my point is, like I said, people will probably take clippings of what's being said on our post-game show from the Falcons and post-game show from the Jets. But like you said, these teams have like the Falcons nearly beat the Chiefs. Credit, they'd have been the only other team to do that this year apart from us. The Jets have just beat 2 playoff teams in the Rams and the Browns. Like, I don't want us to feel like we're the worst team ever because we nearly lost to the Jets, when in actual fact the Jets, like I said, they're a good outfit, and we all know that this sport doesn't work in like, well, you beat that team, so we must be better than the team they didn't beat the other way. You know what I mean? Like, we can't say, oh, well, we beat the Chiefs and they won the Super Bowl, so we're just as good as the Super Bowl. No, that's not how it works. It's an every week team. It's about consistency. It's about learning matchups, and every game's different. So yeah, I just wanted to lift us up a bit, because them losses to the Falcons and everyone else, they were bad, but them teams have come out playing really good football, so I'm not ashamed about them results.
I don't know. I mean, the building bricks are there. Obviously, we say about the playoffs being the definitive line of whether you're good or bad, basically. And everyone says, oh, Chucky needs to go because we've not got to the playoffs in the first 2 years and whatever. But if you look beyond that, we have made major strides this year, and the one stride that we haven't made this year is consistency. Well, perhaps that's a year 4 stride that we make, because we've proven that we can go toe to toe with the best in the league, beat the best in the league, but on a consistent basis, we just don't have that consistency at the moment. So I think coming in next year, you'll probably see a little bit more consistency out of us. And I do think the other issue, which we've done to death tonight, will get itself fixed, but purely for the reason that Ollie said, that Chuck will go away for the next few months and go, right, okay, let's break down the film. Let's get that sorted. So I'm not fussed about that at all.
That's it. On top of all the first and second year players, plus all the free agents, we've had to shift coordinator. We've had a lot of people be off the roster for not only injury, but for the contact tracing of COVID. And like, looking at how well Littleton's been playing under Marinelli, and now get Quick back in the lineup. Like, you know what I mean? All that sort of stuff going
Exactly.
on.
I think we've already identified that one area that we've got to work on. That is the play caller on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been addressed. Like, we've got the shit out the door. It's whether we keep what we've got as an interim as a long term, or we get a long term in. That will be an off-season decision for Mayock to make. With regards to the offensive issues that we've got, the line, there's going to need to be some change there, just purely because of ages and injuries. Like, they're saying that Richie may not even get back out on the field, full stop. So, I think there's going to be a little bit of turmoil there, but I think that we need to axe off Trent and get someone in on the line, a big stake free agent, or just a solid. Someone of a Rodney Hudson caliber. That type of.
I was still impressed with Denzel Good playing right tackle. I thought that was his best ever game for us.
Denzel Good was playing well, but Miller played like shit, absolute garbage. And that is the thing, is he's played really well. That game,
game. Oh, okay. I don't think there's anything to do.
But so in the off season, I think receiver wise, I think we need to reline up Aguilar.
Give Nelly all the money in the world.
Yeah. Don't give him. No. Don't give him all the money. Give him a nice pay packet. He's not going to be. He's certainly not. We got him for an absolute fucking tune.
Less than $1 million.
I think he is going to be a bit of money, but I don't think he's going to be big money. And actually, I think he's in a position where he goes, he will understand. This is a team that's on the fringe, on the edge, and I can contribute. I'd rather take less and stay.
He's got a Super Bowl ring, has he not? Got it with the Eagles, right?
Yeah, he got it with the Eagles.
Yeah, he's. What I mean?
He wants to give them a 2 fingers up because he got booed out because he had 2 hands down. He's
a veteran.
Yeah, I think you keep him in the house. Witten's gone, great. I'd love that. So we are going to be able to focus on the inefficiencies that we have on offense in the offseason. This is a fantastic position to be in. Plus, we've not wasted our time in the playoffs. We weren't going to fucking win them. We had too many men down. Yeah. We had too much change late on in the season. Could that have been avoided? Yes, potentially. But too much change late on in the season. Should we have gone into the playoffs? No, because now
I'd have liked to
fucked ourselves for a good draft pick to replace some real requirements.
I'd like to have seen us get there, though. I'm not the sort of person who likes looking at the draft.
Being in week 16 and being in the hunt, for me right now, knowing the inefficiencies, as much as it pains me, yes, I want to be in the playoffs. Yes, I want to lift the Lombardi. But you know what? I will temper my expectations, and an 8-8 season is what I expect now. It has to be an 8-8 season.
Next year,
otherwise, my whole opinion is going to fucking change.
This year, I was going to say next year I want double digits in playoffs. That's my.
It's got to be. Yeah, next year it's got to be. There is no excuse next year.
A friend of mine made a joke in the first couple of weeks of this season, and the joke he said was that the NFL extend the playoff berth positions by 1 place, cut forward 3 months. Raiders narrowly missed the playoffs by 1 position, and I was like, you could extend it to 15 teams, make the playoff, and we'd manage to finish 16th. Like, that's just what it feels like always happens with us in the last few years. But got to have a good laugh sometimes, haven't we, boys?
Indeed.
So on good laughs, I appreciate the segue there.
I'm still unsure about that word.
What? No, segue is correct.
I know it's correct, but it doesn't feel correct because I just automatically imagine Ollie whizzing off screen on a little 2-wheeled scooter.
Needs oiling.
That sounds like a massive way.
I'm not sure if that was a chair or Ollie.
It's my knee. Well, to be honest, the face that Mitch pulled, I thought he'd pulled his groin like DC.
My knee hit my desk.
So anyways, that's
pulling your groin. We're live, please, Mitch. Wait until we're not live.
I employ people for that. Just call me Mr.
I know we don't normally do this on a Monday because it is a Monday, and it is normally only reserved for a Saturday show. But because you didn't get a Saturday show, and you didn't even get a post game on the previous ones, we really screwed it up. But I understand that there could possibly be on today the finest segment in podcasting, not just sports podcasting, not just NFL podcasting, not just Raider podcasting, but all podcasting. It is Tony's Totally Irrelevant News.
Evening all. Right, yeah, so up until about 10 minutes ago, there was no TTIN, but I thought we'd try and find something.
That's how much prep goes into it. 10 minutes in the background.
I mean,
to go in, but yeah.
TTIN was founded upon breaking and short notice news, so I think it's only right.
Fair enough. Oh, I've got a really nice one. I've got a really good feel good news story. A Virginian man who had his 1969 Camaro stolen 17 years ago has been reunited with it after taking his friend to a garage to go and have a look at buying another vehicle, and spotted his car on the forecourt for sale.
The garage owner was like sweating like that character from Friends, who I don't know, when he walks in. Like, oh, I didn't expect to see you here.
Yes. So that's a really nice one. So that kind of gives you all the warm and fuzzies inside. Talking about warm and fuzzy, did we all see the guy in Kentucky who used a flamethrower to clear snow from his driveway?
It had to be Kentucky, didn't it?
Did it make his whole house warm and fuzzy, or his whole neighborhood warm and fuzzy?
Well, this is by the looks of it, it might. He's also doing it with what looks to be. Hang on. Can we do this?
Was it his Christmas Lynx Africa can?
And a lighter.
Is this going to work? It is going to work. Look at this. In a white bathrobe. Thanks Fox 5 for this.
And a hat that looks like he suggested he's just landed his light aircraft in the back garden.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this might possibly be a recent Dennis Quaid sighting. Not Dennis Quaid, Randy Quaid.
It looks like an outtake from a Top Gun film or something.
Yeah. But he's got a massive stogie in as well. It's great. I love that. It's brilliant. The video is hilarious. Go and have a watch of the guy actually. Oh, I've ruined it all now. There we go. Thanks. So yeah, forget. There you go. See, Kenny's got it. Randy Quaid from Christmas Vacation.
Excellent.
So yeah, definitely go and have a look at that. What else we got? We've got a man catches 52 nuts on his head for a Guinness World Record.
Was there a guy on a balance board with a samurai sword
on a surfboard? Fruit Ninja on a surfboard was a winner.
Yeah, no. That's who's got an STD? What? Stevie, who looks like he's got an STD? Mr. Fire in Kentucky. I'm gonna have to get out of this because my PC is dropping frames like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, that's pretty much, I think, all I've got this week, cobbled together in 5 minutes. Hopefully that's put a smile on people's faces.
As a
Thanks for that, Tony.
You're welcome. Seriously though, go and watch the video. It's someone across the street that's taken a video of, let's call him Randy Quaid from now on, clearing the snow from his driveway. It is hilarious. It's brilliant.
Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it.
Thanks, Stephen, for clarifying that. I know I need to shave, but saying I've got an STD is a bit hard.
Anywho, do we need any league news? We're out of the playoffs. Do I give a shit about the rest of the league? No. Do I just want to see someone break Mahomes in half? Yes. How about we just put league news on hiatus until it is someone breaks Mahomes in half?
Might be waiting a while, I think. Until we play them next. Oh yeah. We do need some great ideas for shows post next week, though.
What are you saying? We're shit out of ideas. No, we're an inventive group of analysts.
We are.
But we'll be sure. We'll be fine. No, but actually, no. Anyone got any ideas for off-season shenanigans? Post-season tomfoolery? Put them in the comments.
Yeah. Let's throw this out to the community.
Or drop us any kind of message you like, and we'll be sure to try and get some people on. We'll have some Q&As. We could even play some games. I don't know.
Do you know what? We could be all trendy and stuff and do an AMA show, couldn't we?
An AMA show?
AMA show, yeah.
It's not a safe thing. I'm not going to participate in an AMA.
You're gonna have to tell me what that is.
Ask me anything.
Ask me anything.
I see. Can I ask you something? Is that a Christmas present you're wearing?
This.
Yeah, because I'm a fan.
Yes,
I'm a fan.
it is indeed. It is indeed. My lovely wife bought me this for Christmas.
Oh, top marks for Julianne Law. Good stuff. So you're slowly traversing over to wearing white clothes, which is awfully dangerous, but incredibly fun at the same time.
Well, it's hard to laugh as well, see? So it's black at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. So if you do spill wine on your lap, then it spills onto the black bit, and then...
No, because I don't drink wine.
After that night. Wine's a great drink.
No. Right. Are we on the dregs of it today? Or are we... Good
what,
sign this one up.
Drugs of wine or just the show in general? Gotcha. Okay.
Dale says put the hoodie on.
Put the hoodie on?
Yeah.
I've got a hoodie on.
Get to look like me then.
Oh, do you know what? This has got the largest hood I've ever owned in a hoodie.
I love a big hood. That is sizable.
I look like an extra from Assassin's Creed, look. So.
Or Anakin Skywalker, or
yeah,
that is a size of. Either you've got a tiny head,
or that's a big
hood, and I'm trusting that you've got a big hood.
I've got quite a sizable head.
Tiny head.
This is. Hang on, has anyone put the cheat code in yet? Because this is proper cheat code material.
This is proper cheat code material. This is cheat code material.
The little show and tell for Christmas gifts. Street podcast now. Yep. In the hood, literally and figuratively.
Right. I think before we create any more travesty, controversy, or anything, I think it's probably for our own personal reputation. It's probably time we wrap this one up.
Yeah, man.
I can see this one going off a cliff real fast.
It pretty much has, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, we are looking at Sunday night. Is it for Denver?
Sunday night.
Either way, we will be here.
No. Wait. Yes. No. Yes.
Oh, 9 o'clock.
This is the game that's got shifted all over the place. This one, isn't it?
Sunday night.
No, it was this game that's just
Dolphins game. Okay.
27. Anyways, but either way, we will be here Saturday for your viewing delectation.
Mm-hmm.
Big word.
So this is the last ever SB UK Unnamed Raider show of 2020.
Says the guy who didn't get the memo about running one on New Year's Eve one. Just fucking with you, mate. Wouldn't do that. Yeah, it will be.
It will be. How emotional? Like Matt Hancock.
Anyway,
for our American friends, that's a British politician who pretended to cry on a morning news show.
So I think we're done for tonight, right, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's been a good one. Like, yeah, not the result we wanted, but maybe the result we deserved, guys. Maybe the result we deserved.
Unfortunately, so.
So either way, we'll see you in the new year. That feels really weird saying. We'll see you in the new year. Saturday, 8 p.m. UK, 12 Pacific, multiple different time zones. I'm not going to list them off because there's quite a lot. But if you don't want to tackle time zones, head on over to YouTube. Segued that like a champ. head over to YouTube, ring that bell, and you'll get alerted when we go live. Yeah, like this.
Ding.
Look at that.
Fire the graphics, man. Horrific artifacting around that.
Just put it over your face then.
Thanks. On my forehead, there you go. On my side forehead.
There we go. All right.
Happy New Year to you guys. Happy New Year to you.
Have a wonderful New Year celebrations of whatever shape or form they come in this year. And we look forward to chatting to you in the new year. Just checking. There's nothing in the comments. No,
Jed said we've not done enough for Jed. Slightly improved, but
slightly better than none at all.
Good.
And Helinda wants her Chico.
Chico codes.
I'm loving these festive pictures we've got on the. Well, it's not we, but the viewers have got on their Facebook accounts.
Hold on, it's just Helinda, isn't it? I know Stephen McLeod's got one.
Stevie's got one, yeah.
Stephen McLeod's got one.
I was just looking down. I mean, Dale's looks like it could be an all-round Christmas picture with that beautiful red shirt and cooking up what I only expect to be Christmas dinner. Yeah, Christmas.
I am waiting for an SBUK meetup round Dale's house. Cook whole spread, trimmings the lot.
I don't believe that's at ever anyone's house. That literally looks like a studio.
Maybe he is a TV chef.
I mean, we've definitely had this conversation on more than one occasion, but credit to Dale for cooking up goodness.
Do you know what this could be? This could be like one of those silicone mask things, the ultra realistic silicone mask. And in actual fact, Dale's hiding his real identity of a proper famous chef.
I was going to say, who are you suggesting the Dale is?
Well, who knows? International Man of Mystery.
Maybe
he is. And he's just putting like an Easter egg out there of, I'm a chef, but I will not reveal who.
You reckon that's what he's doing? He's mixing up an Easter egg in that picture.
Very well, though.
Maybe he's mixing up the filling for a cream egg.
And
what he's doing.
And
what are you cooking in that picture?
We've had this conversation. It was I believe it was Mexican food. And Jed's saying he'll cook you one of my curries, and now Jed's offering this is.
Look at that.
Still remember UK meetups are never going to be the same ever again if we're getting all these kind of delicacies.
That was me going to say, in the summer, once this is all blown over, we'll have a big SBUK Barbie. But people are good curries and Mexicans and stuff. You put me bangers and oh.
Yes, Kenny. Yes, it's going to be a Scooby-Doo thing.
Scooby-Doo references on 2 out of 2 shows now.
This is one of the off-season shows, I think, isn't it? It's Guess Dale's real identity.
Dale says Mexican chili or veneno. I can't talk.
This was Chico code, guys. We haven't done and given the opportunities for up, down, Y4, RB.
Christmas. It's Christmas.
Oh, thank you, Jed.
Just throwing it in there.
Yeah,
I wasn't actually going to put this one out there, and we'd probably have this as a live chat, but we'll just do it as in the private chat, but we could just have it as a live chat. I reckon we should open up as like a New Year thing. I reckon the virtual tailgate, we should just open that up to everyone, non-members and everything. I think everyone should join in.
I think so, yeah. It'd be nice if people actually joined in on the virtual tailgate, wouldn't it?
Some of us are like loud and there are kids asleep.
I was dead that day.
He's got no excuse. That one.
I was dead. I was deaded on the floor, deaded. But that's a great idea. Do a virtual tailgate from like whenever time. We'll leave it there and we'll, pop in, have some drinks together.
What about if we do a virtual tailgate as well for anyone that was, maybe in significant restricted areas? Tony, you and I in tier 4.
Rip.
We could even do a New Year's Eve virtual tailgate. Anyone was interested. We could.
That's what we were just talking about.
No, I was saying for the game, just open it up for all members.
I was talking about a New Year's Eve, like we have drinks for welcoming midnight and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, we absolutely did.
I'm proud of you guys.
We absolutely did. So at least, someone from here was representing.
I'll make that happen. I reckon virtual tailgate, New Year's Eve, and I reckon we open up the virtual tailgate for the last game of the year.
Also,
Awesome.
we made a really interesting discovery actually on the tailgate. Last year at the Friday night pre-game party, Helinda and her mother were sat on the table next to me, and we had
Would
no
you
idea.
look
In
at
fact, she actually took a picture of my jersey, and we found out on the tailgate Saturday night that yeah. So yeah, fun fact.
love family talk.
Right. Game over, guys.
Game
Let's
over.
do this one. It's been a blast. It's been good fun. It's been group therapy. I needed it. I
Yes.
appreciated it. Hope you guys had a good one. It's been wicked to have you guys in the comments and the chats and giving us your views and opinions and takes. If we don't speak before, I look forward to seeing you all Saturday, 8 p.m. sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you on Saturday. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
Made them wait. Checked who had the real code.
We'll say here we got seven of you.
7 people with the cheat code in the 8. I tell you what, I think the cheat code's getting out there because we're always seeing this spike.
I think we might have to change it.
Yeah.
Some little DLC.
Yeah.
No, we're not EA. We're not going to make you pay
I was
for
going
it.
to say there's going to be an EA comment and he said,
Oh, in other news, I've just downloaded Warzone.
yeah.
That's not a good idea.
I don't have any. If you guys got, I think as it is the holiday. Oh, what button did I just press?
All right.
As it is the festive period and it is Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas has been.
Yeah.
I think there is no other better, more justified time than for Tony to have an early night.
Oh my God! Sorry, hold on.
Oh, it's that kind of yawn.
Oh God. Yeah. Sorry about that. No one wants to say what I had for Christmas dinner. Right.
I think Mitch should sing us out.
Not a chance.
It's worth a shot, eh?
It's back to work tomorrow. Ollie's ceiling's definitely going to fall through during this. That is going to be a Scooby-Doo thing.
I had to turn my camera off to like take the paper off because I was like getting a bit.
No,
Fine.
we've got no vino tonight. No inclination of karaoke. Work tomorrow. Back in the not back in the office. Back in the home office.
Back in the home office.
The actual
home office now. There. Jesus. Oh.
Secret squirrel, mate.
Secret squirrel. But no, it's been wicked. Yeah, I'm very glad that we can wish away 2020 and get rid of this year because it's been a crap one. Although I'm an advocate for not blaming random numerical value for bad things that happen because it's not what it is. But it's the first time I'll be glad to see this year off and we can get into next year.
Positive.
So,
go and get our first win in 2021.
So we've just found out that Dale's got the cheat code. Because I always sit here every week and I always wonder
who's out there,
who the 5 people are, who's got the cheat code, and we know Dale's in.
Like
sad thing is, we started this cheat code with eight, and some people are so disappointed in that. Wow, they're so disappointed. It's dropped down to 4.
I just imagined images of Tony then from the end of Titanic in a boat. It's like, hello, is anybody there?
What?
Because you said that you just were always curious about who was there and if anyone was actually there. So
No.
and naturally, my brain went to you in a boat in the middle of the ocean.
I can tell there's people there. I just wondered who they were.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. But I didn't really
I didn't get a reference.
People tend not to comment. People tend not to comment in the cheat code segment because it gives away the cheat code segment.
Ed's found it.
Ed's found it. He's on the road. On the road again.
Just can't wait.
On the road again.
Oh,
you nearly got a song out of him.
I nearly said the right words.
You started him. Well, you can't sing the right words because it's copyright infringement. You get your slapped, don't you, Facebook?
There is no problem that they would mistake my voice for that of whoever sang that song. I don't know who sang that song.
Anyways, we know who Dale. Well, we know who 2 of the 5 are. Dale and Ed.
Yeah.
Other than that, game over, guys. I'm a bit peckish. I only had lunch.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
I have as many Jaffa cakes as the amount of yards Jason Witten gets us per game. So I'm going to feast upon 1 single yard of Jaffa cakes. That's probably more yards than Jason Witten has ever got.
You said number of Jaffa cakes, not length of Jaffa cakes. You said number. So how many in there?
That's a length of Jaffa cakes.
Yeah, but you said number of. You have as many numbers as. Oh.
No, unless that is one giant Jaffa cake bar.
In which case, it's a Jaffa bar.
Indeed, yeah. But your comment suggested that the amount of Jaffa cakes that you have in that singular Jaffa cakes that you have in that
Jaffa cakes.
So I believe that there are 14 Jaffa cakes per segment, and there are 5 packets in there. Come on, whip it open.
Dynamite, you can get the Jaffa cakes.
Come on, whip them out.
I used to eat that for a lunch break at work. When it was Christmas time, it's down. I'll have the box of the yards of Jaffa cakes.
Let's rip the Band-Aid off.
Rip that Band-Aid off.
There we go.
How many Jaffa cakes in there per packet? I might be wrong.
10. There are 10 Jaffa cakes.
Times are hard now.
10. Yeah, 20.
That means there'll be 4 in there.
30. 40. And
L empty.
Empty, yeah.
Yeah.
So Jason Witten gets us 40 yards a game. Excellent.
40 yards a game. Yeah, your map sucks, man.
What am I going to do now?
You just need to rip that Band-Aid off.
I need to rip that Band-Aid off, and I'm going to look like a Jaffa cake tomorrow.
No, it's all right, man. You just look like a Christmas pudding. I've tried it. I've mastered it.
You've mastered the art of eating copious amounts of Jaffa cakes.
Yeah, man. Right. We game over. We out.
Yep.
Cheat code over. See you Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Mic drop.
Good luck.